friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if this is not your first time here. How'd you like that? Switched it around this time. Alrighty, so day 5 of the 30-day reading challenge. So what do we have today? Today is going to be just a general reading for the collective, not a pick a card. It's just going to be one reading straight through for you to go ahead and listen to, see what resonates, take what does, and then leave the rest for some other time. If you do feel called back to this at some point during the 30-day challenge, go ahead and listen to it, because there might be something else that you get from it that is needed at that point in time. You know, yesterday we did the right here, right now reading, and that was a pick a card. So, you know, asking Spirit, well, what shall we do today for this reading? And they wanted to address, for those of you that have found your way here, that there is a threshold that you're standing at, that there is a door that is open for you, and you're standing there on the threshold, and something is holding you back, and you're having a hard time figuring out what it is, or just stepping through that door. And so that is what today's reading is going to be about. So let's see what we have here. I'm going to go ahead. These are tarot cards, so we're going to start with 3 tarot and some charms. Whoops, out it came right away. So we have the Chariot. Yep, decisions. I love it when the cards do that. I just love it. Well, I'll leave that right here. All right. So the Chariot, decision. So let's get another few clues about what this decision is and what's keeping you from making that decision. Spirit, can we get more insight? All right. Let's see what we have here. We have a plane, a mermaid, and a small bit of chevron amethyst. This is a piece of crystal that I tumble my own crystals. It was a hobby that I had. I'm learning how to do that, and I sell them in the shop. Not all of them are mine, but anyway, back to the reading. So this is a piece of that. It is, I'm hearing, it's not the detritus, but that's the word that I'm hearing like it's the detritus of something bigger. It's the leftover. But that's a fallacy. That is what I'm getting as I'm channeling right now, that it is not. It's just a special, it holds the same essence. It is part of a greater whole, especially energetically. It still holds the essence of the original, bigger crystal it came from. And, you know, by virtue of that line of thinking, it holds the energy of the earth from which that crystal came. Wow, that's kind of a going deep right away, Spirit, huh? Then we also have the plane here, and we have the mermaid. I think the choice that the Chariot is speaking to has to do with movement of place, actually, like physical location. You know, I almost started off the reading saying that it seemed like this was a bit of a love reading. Like, you know, I kind of put off the love readings a lot, because I feel like a lot of the best way to experience love is the love that we have to be able to love ourselves fully, truly, wholly, before we're able to really feel the full extent, the full essence of the love of others. I don't know, does that make sense? But I feel like this has something to do with love. It has something to do with movement due to love, whether it is of a thing, a person, place, or thing. And it has something to do with, that's calling you, but this has something to do with the energy of that person, place, or thing. And how it is part of the bigger whole, part of a bigger connection. And so this might be soulmate, or even like twin flame connection. All right, let's see what else we have. Let's get another couple cards here. No, actually, let's get one of the channeled messages. So these are channeled messages, if you're not familiar. If you haven't been watching the previous readings, I channeled a bunch of messages, wrote them down, and put them in the bowl. And so here we go. So I could use them in the reading for just another. I've been feeling like this call to a diverse way of doing readings, and this is just one of the ideas that Spirit gave me to do. So I actually feel like it's like Spirit is being very specific. Pull with my left hand, and I don't know why that is. What do we need to know today, Spirit, about this message, about being on the threshold and not being able to walk through, about this decision? And so we have no more battles, let bygones be bygones. Oh. For some of you, this might have to do with regret, with a relationship in the past that maybe didn't go the way you want. And this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This might also be platonic. It could be, I wanted to say work relationship, but it feels more like the relationships with the people in your workspace, not the actual type of work or even the company. It's more like the relationship with the people within that. It can be romantic. It could be family. That is influencing where you're going or what you're choosing. Like you know that this thing is calling you back, this place, this person, this I think it has to do a lot with location. It's calling you back, but you're kind of, something happened in the past. People are holding grudges perhaps, and so Spirit is saying let bygones be bygones. But this is the block that's keeping you from fully stepping through into what I feel like is this next phase in your life. Something that will benefit you, requires you to let bygones be bygones. And whether that means you don't talk to the people ever again, you make peace with that, and then you step through the doorway and continue on. That's something else that came through. So let's see, Spirit, could we have more information, please? We have more information, please, Spirit. What do we need to know about this? I have the 8 of Cups. Yes, walking away from it. Let bygones be bygones. Just leave it and move on, and make that choice and step through that doorway. The choice needs to be for you. Like at the end of the day, you need to recognize that you're making this choice for you. You're not making it for anyone else. But by letting bygones be bygones, you are releasing regret. You're forgiving yourself or the other. And it doesn't mean for what they've done, but it's more being forgiving of the situation so that you can find peace to move on, to go and do the thing that you need to do, that you want to do, that calls to you, right? The move to a new space, to a new way of being, even perhaps. What else, Spirit? What else do you have for us today? The Knight of Cups. Approaching it with, I'm hearing approaching it with a new love. Approaching it with a new, in a new frame of mind. Seeing how you can release one perspective in order to benefit going forward regarding that. And we have the Moon, which, you know, I just heard you don't know all the facts about it, that not all things are known, not all things, some things were hidden, not all things are known. And I think that has an influence on how you feel about the whole situation. And when I say not all things are known, it's not necessarily, I'm not feeling like it's a bad thing. It's not like a secret that was being kept from you in order, you know, so that you wouldn't know about it in malice, right? That's not what this is. It's almost as if there were things that you don't know about the entire situation that if you did know, you were aware of it, it actually might have changed your thoughts on it. Anything else, Spirit? One more card. Oh, two, actually. The Lovers. So yeah, I do feel like this is definitely relationship with others, with other people, not necessarily place or thing. That's kind of, you know, moving out of my line of sight. This is definitely related to relationships, your relationships with others. And you'll know who I'm talking about, because it would have popped right into your head when we started this reading. And the Five of Wands, yeah. I think this may have started off as maybe not that big of a deal. Whatever this battle, whatever this fight was about, whatever this grudge was about, whatever this, I think some of you feel betrayed in a way, whatever this betrayal was about. It didn't start off like it as seriously as it ended. Like it started off kind of more in a playful manner, but things went downhill quickly, is what I'm hearing. Things went downhill. And part of that has to do with the perception of those within this situation. Where if emotions got the best of others, got the best of you, and maybe of other people. Yeah, that's what I got there. So let's see, what other information do we have, and what can we do about it, Spirit? Let's get an oracle card here. What other information do you have about this, Spirit? About this threshold, about the door we're going through, about this situation from the past? Or rather, let's not go down that path, because the whole point of this is no more battles, let bygones be bygones. Because I'm not saying hurt and pain and regret doesn't matter, but the goal here is to get through that doorway, to move past it, to move through the forgiveness, that state of forgiveness, the act of forgiveness, so that you can move on and continue on without holding on to this particular baggage. And that's really what the Eight of Cups is saying to me. So, Spirit, what can we do going forward? And both of these came out right here. So we have the Weaver, rediscovery and transition. And that's what I feel you are in right now, trying to get through that doorway You know, even the imagery on this card, right? It looks like that on the loom is like the doorway that you're trying to get through. And I love that the eye is there because it is perception and it is knowledge and wisdom gained from this whole experience. And the choices that you're making now in order to move away or move through it, it's bringing you even more wisdom. Wisdom about yourself and about the people that you're dealing with, about the entire situation. And we also have the storyteller, viewpoints and control. Yeah. So different viewpoints, different perspectives about what happened. And yes, there is this element of control, of trying to exert one's own viewpoints. And I'm not saying you're the one doing this, it could be someone else. I do feel like there's some narcissism involved for some of you, not all of you. Some narcissism involved from the other party or parties, because for some of you this is a group of people that you're just letting go of. So yeah, the way that we try and control a narrative in order for it to be, you know, that we're in the right and someone else is in the wrong, vice versa, right? So it's those controlling viewpoints, and that's what's being pointed out here from Spirit, is to I think you have been looking at your own viewpoint, your own perspective of what happened, recognizing that perhaps you didn't have all of the information regarding what went down, but being okay with that. I think this is kind of like this moon card, this, you know, you may not have had all the information. It's I'm hearing it sweetens the sad, you know, like it's a way of sweetening the bitter pill that you've had to swallow because it didn't turn out the way you wanted. They weren't the people you thought they were. Yeah, that's really what I'm feeling here. Storyteller. So what can we do to move on, Spirit? What guidance do you have for walking through that door and getting to where we need to be, where we want to be, or even where we're already headed? Because there's one door and it's open. So let's get a few cards, a few more oracle cards here. I'm going to pull from first this deck here. What do we need to know to get through the doorway, Spirit? What do we need to know to get through that doorway? We have Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you're rising up. So I do feel that there is something to do with your energy here that might be keeping you, attachments, perhaps attachments to it might even be karmic attachments, but I feel like that's being left behind, that is not something that you need to worry about. That your spirit guides are helping you with that cord cutting, getting through that. I think it's the knowledge, really, that you are moving on, you are moving ahead, you are going to walk through that door. I think you're just kind of detaching from that past and attaching to that future, which is what's on the other side of the door. And you're in this transitional phase where you are, you know, the thoughts that you're thinking, the memories that you have, the way that you're perceiving the situation and the stories that you're telling yourself about it, to kind of take the emotion out of it, which is difficult. I understand, especially in some instances where the relationship was very close and it felt very much like a betrayal. But to be able to step into your higher mind and to be able to view it without, to be in the observer role and view it without that emotion. And taking some breaths there, you know, that just kind of being in that space to release it. I'm going to grab the sound bowl real quick. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Let's go ahead and get some help with removing those cords, Spirit. All right, so that hopefully will help raise that up a little bit, help cut some of those cords for you. If you're feeling really stuck, maybe rewind and listen to that a few more times. Even when, come back to it. You know, if you feel like you are really stuck and you need that, and you need some help just kind of stepping out of that and getting up into that your observer mind, your higher mind. Okay, and let's go ahead and get a little bit more information about the Spirit, about moving ahead, moving forward, getting through that door. What do we need to know, Spirit? Could you give us a little bit more insight about this? Not yet. That's the one. All right. Okay, and it says the kayak. Elder, teacher, wise one, experience. I think that's what you're taking with you. You're taking that wisdom, that experience, from that experience with you, which might make things a little bit more palatable, I guess, knowing that you made it through it, you worked through it, you're coming out. I feel like you're coming out on top in this situation, spiritually for sure, and that your life will be better for it because you've gotten through it, you've gone through it. You're not gonna deal with it anymore. You have a better understanding of yourself and of the stories you tell, right? And of the stories that others tell. You have this, that's wisdom. That is wisdom that helps you navigate in the world, in your relationships with others, in your trust of others, in your trust in yourself, your trust in Spirit. So that is what I am getting today. I want to get a little bit more information though about that plane, that travel. What exactly is that about, Spirit? What can you tell us? And you know, I'm being drawn to this oracle because it is like, just, I'm feeling like through the door is this crazy brightness, like the psychedelic colors here. It's bright, it's vivid. What you're leaving is like monotone, and you're moving into this beautiful, vivid life. And so, let's see. What can you give us, Spirit? What's on the other side? What is on the other side of that door? We have peace. Lantarki mace. Peace. That's peace on the other side of the door. What better? I'll bet that that's really what you want. You want a bit of peace. As I pulled this card, I felt as if for some of you, the walking away is metaphorical. Not everyone is physically walking away, even though that's what I felt when I first saw that plane. I think that there's time away, that there has been time away, but this, you're not necessarily, you found peace in your narrative and your way, your experience, and in the forgiveness of what happened, of the battle, right? And that the other side of the door, whether you physically leave or not, that wisdom that we got here in the Kaya card, the wisdom is peace. Peace of mind, peace within you, because that's really what you've been hoping for. You've really wanted just peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul, a peaceful place to be. And that's what's on the other side of the door. And so that is your reading today, day 5. And we were moving on to day 6 tomorrow. As I've been mentioning, it is still July. There's still 25% off in the shop, in the Etsy shop, the only place I do my readings. Also, if you would like to subscribe, I have some ideas that I've been playing with, as I've been doing these readings, where I think, I do have a Patreon account, but I haven't really set it up yet. But something I'm playing with is that I will do a short reading, and then if I feel like, we get to this point, it's been 30 minutes, and I'd like to continue with the message, I might put it up, some extended readings up on Patreon. Working on that, and this will be a little bit before this happens. In the meantime, we'll just continue on, right? I am going to do this for 30 days, so this is a lot of fun, and I enjoy spending this time with you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for making it this far through the reading. Like, subscribe, you know the spiel, and I hope to see you here tomorrow. Alrighty, love you lots. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.